it's one of those stories which you sort of dream about as a musician, because basically this space that we're performing in was named after Jennifer Blackwell. And basically after the last show I performed here, this guy walked over to me and he was really emotional and he was in tears. And we started chatting. And as we were talking, he had his friend with him, David, and David came up to me and he said, "Did you know who that was?" And I said no. And he said basically, that there was Toby Blackwell, and this is basically his and his wife's performance space. And he sort of, that piano over there that I performed on, that was his piano. And he owns Blackwell bookstores, and he's kind of a legend in the industry. He's had such an amazing life, and we went to his house in Oxford, me and my dad. He invited us up for some lunch, and he actually offered to pay for me to go to Nashville. He wanted to fund my trip to Nashville, which we couldn't believe. And at this point, he's about 95 years old. He's nearly 97 now, and this was just over a year ago. He was about 95 years old, and he was totally insistent. And me and my dad, we were like, we didn't want to accept because we couldn't quite believe it. And it really did feel like one of those sort of magical moments that you told about, where it's like right place, right time, all this type of thing. And anyway, he was so insistent, and he ended up funding my trip to Nashville, which I went on between September and October. I was there nearly a month, and I basically managed to do everything I wanted to do while I was there. I wrote songs with so many songwriters. I played the Bluebird Cafe. I played loads of other songwriter rounds. Got to spend some time in the studio, visit the Ryman, and basically just soak up everything about Nashville culture that I could. And I would have put pressure on myself to do that anyway, but I think after what happened with Toby, it was like I wanted to go and make the most of it for him. So unfortunately he couldn't be here today, but I really owe this entire thing to Toby. I wouldn't have been able to go to Nashville if it wasn't for him spotting me at this performance and doing that crazily kind thing that he did. So yeah, I want to thank Toby, and I want to make a massive tribute to Jennifer Blackwell, whose performance space we're standing in. It still feels surreal telling that story now, to be honest. So yeah, I'm forever grateful for that.